Okay, we're going to be creating the player personnel file. You're going to do this in Microsoft Word. So I'm going to select Microsoft Word right here. And the first thing we're going to want to do is save our work. Right now it's called Document 1. So we are going to select the purple save icon. It's going to say, where do you want to put it? You will have a documents folder out here. I don't have it out here, so I'm going to select Browse. And then I'm going to click on Documents right here. Now it's the time to give it a new name. So if you're 2A, you would put 2A. If you are 3B, you would put 3B. I'm going to pretend I'm 7B. 7B, last name, first name, player personnel form. And again, it's saving to your documents folder. Hit save. And then you are on your way to creating this file. And right away, we're going to start drawing the table. Let's hold off on the logo. We'll put the logo in later. Now, if you've done a table before in any of the other assignments, you'll know to go to Insert Table. And there's several options here. You might remember this one. It's kind of cool to look at as you draw around, and it's automatically creating a table for you. We may have been here, Insert Table, ... and they're asking how many columns do you need and how many rows do you need, and you could create one that's 3 by 10 or any other variation. I'm going to go ahead and delete this. But there's another one here that's kind of nice, and this is the one we're going to want to go with. It's called Draw a Table. If you look at Joe Gendron's work, you can see that there's columns and rows, but sometimes a row will be broken up into 3 columns, and sometimes a row will be broken up into 2 columns, and sometimes it's just one giant row, so really one column in that row. So we're going to go to Insert, Draw the Table, and we're going to literally draw each row step by step. Now I'm going to count here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 rows. Okay. First thing we're going to do is be prompted to draw the outside of our table. So the first thing you're going to want to do is draw the outside of our table. After you've drawn the whole table, you have to start putting in your rows. Now there's 21 rows, so we're going to need 20 lines to create 21 rows. So I might count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So I have 20 lines to create 21 rows. Don't worry if it looks like things are uneven right now. That's something that we can fix later quite easily. I'm going to zoom out here so we can see the whole document in one screen. Okay, the top row is a yellow box that says player personnel form, but it's one giant row in this column. The next 2 rows actually need to be broken up. So we're going to take a line and draw it from here to here. And you can see it says first name, last name, social security number, and date of birth. Next row, if you look at the book, says address, and we don't do anything to it. Next one says city, state, zip code, phone number, cell phone number, and email address. So we're going to go here and click there and there to kind of break it up. Again, don't worry if it doesn't look even. It's something that we can fix later. Next row is a gray box. We're going to leave it alone for now, and I'll show you how to make it gray later. Next one is spouse's name. Nice big row, we'll leave it alone. Then it says phone number, and then cell phone number, and then email address. So it needs 2 lines to make 3 columns in this whole row right here. Next box is gray, so we go down to the next one. It says emergency contact name and phone number, and it has a line going right about here. Okay, I hit the forward button to get back. I took one too many off. Okay, next was the gray box. Then the agent's name, gray box, agent's name, address. And then we have city and state, and zip code, and phone number, and cell phone number. So I'm going to draw 2 lines like this. Now this is the agent's information that would go here. His city, his state, his zip code, phone number, and so on. Then we have a gray box going here. Then we have the bank's name, the address, and then the second to the last row is broken up into 3 columns. So I'm going to click here and here. And then finally the last one, and again it's extra wide right now, we'll fix that later, but it has a line going from here to here. Okay, let's turn off draw table, and let's talk about making things look pretty good. Let's take these 2 right here. You can highlight both of these, and you can go to you can highlight these 2 right here, and you can go to distribute columns evenly, and you'll notice this line will move just a little bit to make everything just perfect. So distribute columns evenly, and that line jumped just a little bit. I'm going to do that again right here. Distribute columns evenly. You'll watch both lines move just a little bit. Same here. Distribute columns evenly. This one we don't want to do it to, because if you look in the book, they put the phone number right over there. Now that being said, if you don't like where that line is, you can move it and get it where you want that one. Okay, same down here. I'm going to make everything look really good right here by going to distribute columns evenly. And then I see another one that it can be done with, and that'd be this one. And that last one can also be done. It'll line up perfectly with these 2 up here. So I'm going to highlight both of these. Distribute columns. Now what about this row down here? I mean, it does not look good. So what we're going to do is highlight everything. We can do distribute rows evenly. And you'll notice this row down here will be the same size as all the other ones. Just like that. And boom, it is done. Now we can start entering in our data. So you can type in first name. You can use the tab key to jump to the next cell. Last name, tab, social security number. And you'll notice it has a little bit of space and a dash and a little bit of space and a dash. And I might add more space right here, make it look good. Date of birth, a little bit of a space, /, which is where the question mark key is. And then do that again. And I'm going to stop entering in data here. I'll let you do the rest. Okay, I'm back. As you can see, I've entered in all the information. I've left spaces where we're going to make them gray. In fact, we're going to work on that right now. So we're going to talk about taking this giant cell right here, this entire row, and making it gray. So I'm going to go to Design, and you can see I have shading right here, and I'm going to select one of the gray colors, and I'm going to do that again and again. Now you'll notice it's on that gray color now. The paint bucket's on that gray color. So when I jump down to the next cell that needs to be gray, I can just click on the bucket, and I can do that for all of those. And there should be 4 of them. We're going to go up here, and we're going to type in player personnel form. We're going to take this text and we're going to center it. So I'm going to go to Table Tool, Layout, and I have this center right here, or I have right in the center. So I'm going to select that one actually. Either one's fine. Let's start with this one. And then you'll notice if I click on this one, it comes down a little bit. That text needs to be considerably larger. So I'm going to go home after I highlight the text. And I'm going to try like a 20 and see how that looks. Pretty good. Try 22. And this box up here needs to be one of your team colors. So I'm going to go to Table Tool. I'm going to go back to Design right here, and then drop down and pick one of my team colors, and I'll try one of these. Now if you go with a lighter orange, you can keep the text black. If you went with a darker color, like darker orange, you could actually highlight this text right here, go home, and then make the text white to make it stand out more. And that looks pretty good as well. Finally, we want to talk about getting our logo in here. So I'm going to take this table, and I'm going to try to smoosh it up as much as I can. Now the text is preventing it, the size of the font is preventing it from going much further. I might try highlighting all my fonts and dropping down to like a 9 and seeing if that will give me a little bit more. Looks like it will. And then I need to move this entire table down now that I have some white space down here to do so. To move it, I click on this guy right here and I pull it down. Now you'll notice if you start to go too far, it'll go on to a second page. We don't want that to happen, so I'm going to pull it back up. Now it's being a little jumpy. There we go. I'll grab this guy actually and pull it down a little bit. Okay, now I can put my cursor up here, go to Insert, Picture, navigate to your logo, hit Insert, and it jumped all the way to the second page. So we're going to make it a lot smaller. See if we can't pull it over here. Okay, having issues, so let's try that again. Let's go to Insert, Pictures, make it a lot smaller. And you know what I'm going to do? Since it jumped over to the second page, I'm going to select Layout Options. And instead of letting it be in line with the text, I'm going to select this one here called In Front of the Text. You'll notice it jumped back over there, and now it's free floating. You can put it anywhere you want. And I'm going to put it right here. You'll notice I have a little center icon. Take my table, move it down a little bit. Table did not jump over to a new page. So see if you can get your logo in there. See if you can get your table looking good. And voila, you're done. Keep in mind, you could make your logo a little bit smaller if need be, if your table is jumping onto the next page. And that's it. You have created a player personnel form, and you learned how to create a table using Draw the Table feature.